This is a CNIB Lake Joe at Home program. CNIB Lake Joe at Home logo, image description, an illustration of a marshmallow roasting in a campfire with a roof in the background.
Welcome everyone to CNIB Lake Joe, our last of our 60th anniversary Saturday series sessions. I can't believe that we're in September already. It has just been an extraordinary year with, so many exciting milestones. And, as we look at 60 years is a lot to take in, but I think we just have so much to think about and to celebrate over the last 12 to 18 months. So when I was thinking about this year, I was thinking like, oh, what a year it has been. And that's sort of how I'm framing this session. We want to talk about all of the things that we have been busy achieving and accomplishing over the last 12 to 18 months. We have, we all know, had a global pandemic that we're still working through, but also a 60th anniversary and lots of new programs, activities, fundraising events, our own historical moments just in this last period of time. So today I'm joined, as I was mentioning, I'm at Lake Joe in the Welcome Center, and I'm joined by Lindsay at 11 o'clock and Kelly at 1 o'clock my time. Amy is at 5 o'clock my time. So we're all going to be sharing the screen with a whole bunch of other special guests that we've invited to participate in this call. We have sort of our top 10 list for the past year, and we have 10 guests who are going to talk about those top 10 cool things, new things, exciting things, meaningful things that have happened at Lake Joe from their own perspective. So what I'd like to do is start with our wonderful Amy Lord. She's our virtual program coordinator, and she's going to talk with us about CNIB Lake Joe at Home virtual program.
Amy. All right. Many of you do probably know me from the programs. So I started in April, and this spring and summer, we were very lucky to be able to experience Lake Joe from many different places. So before we became virtual, there was one Lake Joe, but now there are many. So sometimes we would actually even forget that we weren't in the same place. So from our original programs like Coffee Break and Campfire to some of our newer ones like French with Friends and Monday Night Bingo, the Lake Joe virtual team, we got to interact with guests almost every day. At Bingo on Monday nights, we have a dedicated and very competitive group who have inside jokes for almost all of the numbers that are called. Every week at Campfire on Wednesdays, we get to hear multiple performances that come straight from the heart and often actually also touch the hearts of everyone listening. Some of the best times at Art Series were when we all stood up for some cha-cha slide and we all managed to learn the Macarena. So our final Art Series session was basically just a big dance party. This summer, Stella and Rylan shared their French language skills in French with Friends, and Taylor created our first virtual leaders in training program. But what took up much of our summer, and with a big thank you to Lindsay for organizing a lot of it from camp, was our Camp in a Box program. So that was in July and August. We had an all about summer camp, we had all about the arts, all about science, and we had all about sports. So we got to do a ton of experiments. We talked about goal ball. We were able to talk to a Paralympian, and we had the opportunity to get to know a lot of new people and get to know a lot of the familiar voices as well. So I think we actually have Alessia, who is going to talk about what I'm talking about.
Indeed, speaking of virtual programs, we do have Alessia on the call with us, and Alessia was one of our campers in the Camp in a Box program, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience. Alessia?
So, hey, my name is Alessia, as Sherry and Amy both mentioned. I am a camper, and I was a camper this year at the Camp in a Box, and I'm going to share my favorite memory. So, what would happen at the Camp in a Box is we would get an email, like the parents would get an email from either, I forget if it was Lindsay or Amy, and the parents would sign us up for the ones that they thought would be cool. And the All About Summer Camp one was a variety of different things, like All About Summer Camp. But my most favorite one was the sports camp week, which was about go ball and all the amazing sports. And that one was my favorite because we learned about, not only did we learn about sports, but we also got to hear Rylan, Taylor, and Stella talk about their favorite sports and what they did in high school. So that was probably my favorite. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much, Alessia. Diane, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I like the fact that we did ship camp to kids. Technically, we essentially did this through the Camp in a Box program. Now, this year, some of our guests were actually to come up to Lake Joe after being online originally in our brand new holiday week. So we have two guests here who will be sharing their experiences. We have Dawn Pickering and Ollie. That's us. Do you want to speak?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we were really, really grateful to have the opportunity to come to CNIB Lake Joe this summer for what they kind of termed Choose Your Own Adventure Week. And it was our first experience at Lake Joe because Ollie just went blind about a year and a half ago. And so we were really grateful to have the opportunity to come together. We were there for the second week. And we were really thrilled to meet all of the staff and some really nice, other families and campers. Ollie made a special friend when we were there that week. Our week was pretty quiet. We actually only had, I think, 8 other families that were there. So from our perspective, that was great because Ollie's immunocompromised, so that helped us a lot. And we got to do a lot of things. There were no lineups for anything because we got to do all the things so quickly. But I'm going to maybe let Ollie tell you a little bit about what we actually got to do and what he enjoyed. What'd you like to do, Ollie? What'd you get to do? Well, we brought Hope, right? First of all, his buddy dog Hope. And I don't know how many of you can see Hope, but she's like asleep over here on the sofa, having a little nap.
Wake up.
She didn't sleep when we were there. Okay. Tell them what you did. Tell them what you did.
Well, we did some water sliding, which was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool part was that the water slide was on the dock and it would drop you down and throw you up. And then you'd splash into the water.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And what else did you try while you were there?
Tubing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, I almost got thrown out.
Okay, what else? What was your favorite part?
Well, my favorite part was meeting a new friend.
Great. You want to tell them a little bit about your friend? Or how
Yeah,
you met him?
So I met him so what happened was we were both there at camp for the same week, and I said hi and we talked, and then we became friends, and we started to like hang out during camp.
And what else does you have? Hope, and who does your friend have?
Oh, he has Queenie.
Right. He also has a buddy dog. So that was a very interesting thing you guys had in common, right? And you're from different cities, but what are you planning hopefully to do next summer?
Go by ourselves without any parents back to the camp.
Right, together. So that'll be pretty fun, right?
Yeah, although luckily they have twin beds.
Anyway, we had a pretty great time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Awesome. We can't wait to go again. He's gonna have to go 2 weeks because he gets to go with the kids, and then we're gonna have to come as a family because we had such a great time. Right? There you go. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity. We really appreciated it.
Thank you so much, Dawn and Ollie. And we're gonna take this to Rahul and his mom, Aru.
Okay, so my name is Rahul. What I enjoyed there was I enjoyed tubing and paddle boating and beach time and also sailboat boating and a pontoon boat cruise. I also loved the climb wall. Me and my dad went on the tandem bike every day. I loved walking on the nature trail. I also got to walk Willow. I'm done. This was our first time going there. And I'm gonna go again next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raul. We can't wait to see you next year. Thank you so much for sharing all your favorite highlights, and thank you also to Dawn and Ollie. We were really, really excited to be able to have people back on site for the first time since 2019. So I think you made us as happy, just as happy to have you here. So if you attended the holiday weeks, you had 3 weeks of fun. We had one additional week called our Orientation and Mobility Immersion Week that followed. And I have a special guest here named Myra, who's going to share her unique experience. So Myra, I'm just gonna, may I guide you? Absolutely.
The more guiding, the better
there.
here. Okay.
Right there. Let me
Thank you.
adjust. There we
So
go.
straight ahead of me?
Straight ahead.
Okay. Yes. So I'm Myra Rodriguez, and I had the most exciting experience this summer that I've had in years. First, I'll give you a little background. I first came to Lake Joe in 1961. As a teenager, I was in training to be a rehab teacher. And luckily that year, the rehab teachers were having their national conference here at Lake Joe before it opened to the public. And it was absolutely magical. And when I came back this summer, it's still absolutely magical. So I've had various times coming up to Lake Joe, seeing it over the years, bringing people up from various facilities where they didn't get summer holidays, coming up with my Lions Club to help with the spring cleanup. But this summer, I was invited to be part of a guide dog assessment program. There were 12 of us, and I think my understanding, I think everybody else's, would be that we would be spending time working with white canes and making sure our white cane skills were good enough to work with a guide dog. But the big surprise was there were also 10 or 12 guide dog puppies in training. So we each had mobility training part of the day and working with guide dogs the rest of the day, which was very, very exciting. We even got to play with them. And if we wanted one in our room at night, if we could have a dog sleep in our bedroom. I had Patsy sleep beside me one night. She was an absolute angel. The staff were incredible, both the CNIB Lake Joe staff and the CNIB guide dog school staff. They were very caring, very observant. And for example, I had a guide dog for 10 years. She was a small black lab. She passed away 3.5 years ago. I'm gonna tell you, I'm sorry, I miss her. Anyway, I thought that I needed a small black lab that could walk fast, but I've had various injuries and so on. So having this assessment, I finished the program. Staff realized, no, I need a large dog and probably a golden that has slightly different personality and certainly not a fast dog. And that's what I'm going to be matched with. So I'm so excited about it. But I have to tell you, well, here the meals were wonderful. The staff were wonderful. If you ever have a chance to come and do this pilot project, I think they will probably run it again and again, hopefully again and again and again. And do take advantage. I'm sorry, I'm kind of weepy. They just came from a memorial service for our dogs. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Myra. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that must have not been easy to share. Wow, we all appreciate you sharing your story, Myra. Now, one of the biggest highlights this year was the climbing tower. Now, that's one of the new additions at CNIB Lake Joe, and many brave guests got a chance to scale the wall, including a very special guest of ours, Fran Moreau. Fran, would you like to share your story?
Yeah, I said I like that word, scale the wall. Scale was kind of tiny. But anyway, I had been to Lake Joe a couple of times, once on a day trip and one overnight at a conference. And so I was aware of how beautiful it was, but it was especially beautiful this year with all the yellow painted, I can't think of the word, the soccer field, etc. And I just want to mention, I think Ollie also went on a kayak trip, a little kayak event. I was there at the same time as Ollie. But anyway, I got up the first morning. I had to go up and check out all the new things that had been introduced over the years, because it's been 5 or 6 years or more. So I went for a walk, and it was just so beautiful there and serene. Anyway, I saw a bunch of people, a few staff up the way, and came upon them and asked them what they were doing. And I noticed this big wall, or this big board. And anyway, they proceeded to tell me that this was the climbing tower. And I said, oh my. They said, would you like to try it? And of course, I'm curious, not always for the good, but I was intrigued with it all. And I thought, oh, I don't think I could do that. And they said, well, we'll get you into a harness and you'll be quite safe. So they put me into this harness, and then I went on to the first step. And I think it was Eugene that was there helping me find my foot, and then my hand spots on the board. So I felt very a little bit skeptical about how I was going to manage it, but I did feel that I was in a safe environment. They had told me a lot of things before I went up, and anyway, I got up not too far, and finally something inside of me just said, I'm done. And they said, okay, hang on, we're going to lower you down. So they lowered me down, and it was all very eventful. And of course, I thought I had already had my bucket list finished. But now that I've tried this little stint, I think if I ever get back to Lake Joe, I'm going to try it again, maybe go up just maybe another few steps higher. Anyway, it was quite an experience, and I just wanted to thank them for making me feel so confident and safe, and anxious to go back and try it again, maybe. That's it. That's all.
Well, Fran, we can't wait to have you back. And I have to admit that Fran and I go way back. Fran is one of my fabulous volunteers from the CNIB Simcoe Muskoka office. I'm Sherry from Barrie. Fran is from Midland, Penetanguishene. And I was so happy to see that photo of you on Facebook, because I think, Fran, you've been 29 for at least as long, if not longer, as I have been. We had all these photos of young kids climbing the wall, but we were really impressed to see you going for the top, going for the gusto. Thank you very, very much, Fran. And, just kind of as we're talking about volunteers, one of the things that I want to call out as a new thing at CNIB Lake Joe is our new alumni. And our alumni at CNIB Lake Joe is focused on current and past staff and volunteers. So for 60 years, if you think about every year you've come to camp, 60 years times that number of staff and volunteers, that's who we have in this wonderful group now. And we're really lucky to have two people joining our call, who actually more than that, but two who are going to speak to talk about the alumni programs. So Daryl, could we give you the floor?
Sure. Hi, good afternoon.
Hi there.
Oh, can you guys hear us? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daryl Knutson. I'm here with my son, Jordan Knutson. I'm a past CNIB Lake Joe staff member and a new appointed board member. Jordan had his first employment experience working at the camp this past summer, and we'd like to share some of our experiences at CNIB Lake Joe and also share some of our enthusiasm and planned involvement with CNIB moving forward, which we hope will add to the guest experience. Those of us with any history with CNIB Lake Joe, whether it be through employment, volunteering, or as a guest, all hold our experiences at Lake Joe as sacred and cherished. For myself, it was about making a difference in someone's life by perhaps teaching them a skill or sharing an experience that they will never forget. I recall getting a letter from the CNIB Lake Joe guest, and it was entitled, "My Best Day Ever." It read kind of like this. As I walked through the gate of the ski dock, I was nervous, but at the same time, very excited. A ski staff member put on my life vest and water skis and helped me into the water. Adrenaline is running inside me as I hear the roar of the ski boat engine start up. There's a staff member holding me in the water, and the boat slowly pulls me out of the water. The wind in my face and the rush of the water below my skis. I get back to the ski dock and I call out to everyone, I did it. I'm officially a water skier. Back in the day, we had many guests learn to water ski and slalom, and the waterfront at Lake Joe is just such a magical place. You know, through the alumni and through the next generation of staff, I hope to help and kind of rebuild the waterfront program to ensure a safe and rewarding experience for guests. It's an honor to have my son Jordan kind of pick up where I left off at the camp with a passion for waterfront and camp experiences. Jordan will now share a few of his experiences as a new generation Lake Joe staff member.
So being given the opportunity to work at CNIB Lake Joe this summer was one of the most eye-opening and invigorating experiences I have ever gotten to fulfill. I was able to assist campers with activities this summer that they have been told they are unable to do just because they are different. They just have to do things a bit differently. And this doesn't mean that they are any different than me or people that are fully able. It was so gratifying to see the look on these campers' faces when they are at camp having the time of their lives and making bonds that are irreplaceable. I got to see the perspective of so many different people and how they have to adjust their lives in so many different ways to do tasks that I will never even have to think about doing, which I personally think is so amazing, and I have so much respect for these campers for being able to be so positive and optimistic. I made so many amazing bonds this summer, whether they were campers or my coworkers. Working at Lake Joe this summer has given me so much more confidence.
Star 502 has left the meeting.
As a person, this is due to the love and support of the Lake Joe team. I am so grateful to have been working at this.
Alert.
To make even more memories and help even more campers at this camp in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Daryl and Jordan. Now, I'm pretty excited to be a part of the CNIB Lake Joe alumni myself. I hadn't considered myself, but I guess I am now. It was pretty neat to see so many of our alumni guests and campers as well in the new AMI Ripples documentary. And Lindsay, I believe you are one of the interviewees. Would you like to share a bit about what that was like being a part of the Ripples documentary?
Hello, everyone. So yeah, I was absolutely part of the Ripples documentary. It was so much fun, so cool to see it all come together. When I was first asked to be a part of it, I was a little bit nervous, but definitely really excited to just get to be a part of it and be able to help celebrate CNIB Lake Joe's 60th anniversary. AMI was so wonderful in producing the documentary at no charge to us. They were also phenomenal to work with. As I said, I was really nervous sort of going into it, But the producers, the directors, everyone just made it such a seamless process, and they were fantastic to work with. Being in the middle of a pandemic, we had no idea how they were going to create such a thing when we couldn't be on site, we couldn't have guests on site, we weren't sure how it was all going to come together. So I was actually interviewed in my spare room, my little home office, back up against my closet door. The documentary, though, is so important because it let us capture staff and record people's stories, whether that was guests, campers, volunteers, staff, and donors. And we were able to share it with people who maybe don't yet know us or are a little bit anxious about taking the first step to coming to Lake Joe. So for those of you on this call who were part of the video, thank you. You helped bring CNIB Lake Joe to life. And your stories are certainly going to help encourage others to think about how CNIB Lake Joe can be a part of their lives as well. So if you haven't yet seen the documentary, simply go to YouTube and you can search Ripples CNIB Lake Joe, and it is actually the first thing that'll pop up. If you haven't seen it, we think that you will absolutely love it, and we encourage you to share it with others.
Hey, so thank you very much, Lindsay. Though I wasn't part of the documentary myself, I was active behind the scenes, and you know, it was just really amazing. I can, you know, getting in front of a camera, talking, you know, an historical milestone kind of production, you know, it can be a lot of pressure, but you guys, and there's a number of folks on this call who were part of that recording, did an incredible job. And it's something that all of us at Lake Joe are very, very proud of. And while we're talking about things we're really, really proud of, I do want to talk about number 8 on our top 10 list, and that is the Dock to Dock weekend, we're going to call it. Monique and Derek are going to fill us in on what that was all about. And Monique, I think I'm going to have you go first.
Great, thank you so much, Sherry. And Sherry's being a little bit modest about not being a part of the documentary because her behind the scenes work was like moving mountains. Sherry did so much work. So thank you so much, Sherry. That documentary just never would have been as impactful if it hadn't been for all of your hard work. So yes, the Dock to Dock event for the last, I guess, 5 or 6 years now, we've had a volunteer committee who has worked very, very hard on an annual summer fundraising event. And with the pandemic, we had to pivot, as we did with so many things, to make sure that we could continue to raise funds for the camp. So for our 60th anniversary fundraiser, on that weekend in August, we raised a grand total of $370,000 for CNIB Lake Joe. Woohoo! That money raised will purchase adaptive sports and independent living skills equipment for a very much needed new multi-purpose recreation and learning facility that we're going to be building at Lake Joe. The CNIB Muskoka Dock to Dock Poker Run event, that was what that Dock to Dock event was actually called. And our 50-50 raffle raised over $130,000 of that $370,000 total. Our CNIB Lake Joe team was in the top 10 list of fundraisers. And I know there's some of our campers, volunteers, alumni, who also contributed to raising over $1,700 towards that $130,000 commitment. So thank you to everyone who participated, whether you shared on social media, spread the word, or even if you actually donated. We really appreciate all that support. The rest of the money that was raised that weekend came from a group that we called the Super Six. So because it was 60 years, we had the Super Six Challenge, and there were 6 people that we were hoping to have who each would pledge $60,000 to CNIB Lake Joe. So we were very, very fortunate that these incredible donors stepped up to help us raise that grand total of $370,000. And this is on top of the incredible event volunteer team who organized every single detail to make this happen. As I mentioned at the beginning, these incredible volunteers dedicate so much of their time to make this event so special. And I'm going to have Derek, one of our incredible board members, to talk about this weekend. Derek, over to you.
Yeah, folks, hello. And I know just about everybody on the call. I've been involved with Lake Joe for about 35 years now. And so it's great to see. Actually, Daryl and I used to work together, and I'm one of the people he taught to water ski, to slalom, used the hydro slide. So I'm super thankful for that. So the dock-to-dock event this year was fantastic. Our Lake Joe Advisory Board, we also had a goal. We were hoping to raise about $6,000 as a contribution to the dock-to-dock and the fundraising event. We were really close to making our goal. I think we were about $4,500, which was fantastic. And we were just thankful to really be able to celebrate the 60th anniversary. And many of you know Bill Vastus, who has passed, but his family is still very active with Lake Joe. I'm fortunate, I live in Mississauga. I get to visit with them also. They made significant contributions to Lake Joe because they still believe the spirit that Lake Joe offers everybody, and they're grateful for the opportunities that it was able to offer Bill and a group of his friends. So Sean Dale, Ryan Chin, Bill Morgan, that's just some of us who have been there through the years, and we're still happy to help out with the dock-to-dock event. My family has also been able to participate. We didn't stay up at Lake Joe this year for Family Week. So Ollie, we didn't get to meet you, but listening to your experience and your story is fantastic, because that's exactly how some of my greatest friends, how we met. We met at Lake Joe just by saying hello, and then it's led to working as a staff member, like Jordan, volunteering, and before you know it, you'll be working there as a lifeguard or in charge of the crafts. But we're really glad, and the dock-to-dock event was a nice way to celebrate the 60th anniversary.
Excellent.
I'll pass it back to you, Sherry.
Thank you so much, Derek. As I'm listening to you talk about Sean and Bill, I'm thinking about how active you were in the Ripples documentary as well, sharing that story. And you maybe were a little shy too, because I know the Lake Joe board, the advisory board, didn't quite get their goal of $6,000, but were in the top 3 fundraisers for the whole event. So we, as always, are so grateful for the support of our volunteers and our donors, because you guys make the difference. So thank you very, very much for that. We're going to change things up just a teeny weeny little bit, in that the next thing on our top 10 list is our online store, the CNIB Lake Joe online and more. So we're going to do what we're going to try to pass as a fashion show for you. And then we want each of you to show us what you're wearing, what your Lake Joe clothes are. But I'm going to pass over to Kelly now, who can tell us a little bit about shopping online. Look at her outside.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm reporting to you live from Lake Joe. I'm sitting outside on the patio, just beside Welcome and the dining hall. So many of you have sat on the same patio. It is a beautiful sunny day. It's about 20 degrees, I think. So it's a wonderful, wonderful day. So yes, we launched our online camp store this year, which was very exciting. I often joke and say the tuck shop used to be a cash box and a calculator, and now we have expanded and we have a super deluxe store in person as well as online, which is very exciting. If you're not able to get to the camp, or if you need a little piece of Lake Joe throughout the year, you can order all the different camp swag, t-shirts. We have cooler bags, all sorts of things, travel mugs. So you can order those right online and have those items shipped directly to your home, which is wonderful. The shipping rate is $15. So by all means, go crazy and order as much as you want, and your shipping rate will only be $15. I am going to put the link to the store in the chat here. It's a bit of a long-winded webpage name, so I won't.
//https://
There it is.
national institute for the blind lake joe.
Yeah, so it's a long one, as we can hear. But one of the new items that we have was a special 60th anniversary hoodie that we have this year. I'm wearing it, so here's the first attempt at the fashion show. I'm not sure who can see it, but it is a light gray hoodie. It is exceptionally comfortable and warm and fleecy and nice inside. And the logo on the front is about like a half circle. I think it's meant to look like the sun, sort of. The top part is a blue color, and then it goes down to orange, and then a lighter yellow like the sun. And that's kind of over 3 wavy white lines, which are meant to represent the water or the lake. And then underneath it says CNIB Lake Joe, and right in the center it says established 1961. And there are some limited edition that do have the 60th logo, which is a big 6 and a big 0. And then inside the 0 is the Lake Joe sailboat logo. So those are available just while supplies last on the left arm of the hoodie here. So I know some of the sizes have sold out with the 60th logo on the sleeve because they were very popular, but I just looked and I know that we have some extra larges and some 2XLs with that logo on the sleeve. People were still looking for those, but there's lots of other sizes available too with the main logo on the front. So yeah, and it's a pull over the head hoodie with a hood, of course, and the pouch in the front. So they are wonderful. We all love them. I think they were the most popular item in the store, both online and in person. So get one while you can. And I'll pass it along to our next fashion show.
Hello, everyone. It's Lindsay again. I'm in the Welcome Center, and I am going to, it's very awkward to try to fashion show on Zoom. So I am showing for you today, I am wearing the new Lake Joe, CNIB Lake Joe 60th anniversary t-shirt. So it is a very nice dark heathered gray, super soft cotton. And the logo on the front is a circle. There are, it looks like sort of, what color are we? We've got green, orange, yellow, sort of our sky. There are a few clouds in the sky, a couple nice evergreens with a canoe. And on the canoe, it says CNIB Lake Joe. Beneath that, it says established 1961. And as Kelly said, there are some sort of limited edition items that have the 60th logo on it. I believe on the back of my t-shirt at the top is the Lake Joe 60th anniversary logo. And so those are limited edition. Once they're sold out, they're gone. And this t-shirt is available online at the new store for $25.
Perfect. And Diane, I think you're up next with the latest anniversary swag.
I am serving you cooler bag realness over here with a beautiful, very decently large size cooler bag. Now you can get this baby for $15 on the online store. It is mainly white with some black detailing at the bottom, and there is some black straps to carry it with, and there is the number 60 at the very front with the Lake Joe sailboat logo right in the middle of the 0. So get it while it lasts. It's beautiful, and it's fairly priced.
Awesome. Thank you, Diane. And it's Sherry. So what Diane didn't tell you is that her photo background there was actually a fashion runway. So I'm just in the Welcome Center still, and I'm going to show you the CNIB Lake Joe 60th anniversary beach towel. So if I were to hang it up, I would disappear, and you can see on it the big 60 in, so it's white with big bold yellow stripes in the center, 60 with the CNIB Lake Joe sailboat logo in the middle. And at the bottom, it says, mine's bilingual, since depuis 1961. And so this, actually it's over 5 feet long because I'm holding my arms out and it's about as long as I am. So this is like a beach towel, or it could be a bath towel. It's super light, really easy to pack, extra thirsty. And, you know, I think it would just be perfect in Diane's cooler bag for wherever you're going, whatever you're doing. So we've got lots more on the online store. These are just our sort of latest anniversary materials. We also have things for all seasons. So it's not just summer. We've got, I believe, I'm going to look if Kelly's nodding her head, still like toques and other sweatshirts and mugs and pins and all sorts of fun things. So we encourage you, if you're thinking about, is it too early to think about the winter holidays, Christmas? I don't know. Anyway, we're here for you whenever you're ready for us. So take advantage of our new Shop CNIB online store. And just one little thing that I would love for you to do, if you can, if you're out and about more and more, we're getting out, starting to travel a little bit. If you happen to be in a new place to you and you've got your CNIB Lake Joe shirt on or your Lake Joe sweater, take a photograph of yourself and post it on our CNIB Lake Joe Facebook page. I think it's really fun to see, again, what Amy had said, Lake Joe, you know, used to be one place, but now we're traveling everywhere. So post online on our Facebook page if you feel like showing off. So speaking of showing off, the 10th thing on our list is something super, super special. And in fact, I'm wondering if I should just let Stella take it from here.
Hey everyone, it's Stella. Most of you guys have probably know me from Lake Joe. I also work at the W. Ross McDonald School for the Visually Impaired in Brantford, so maybe you know me from there as well. But it's so nice to be here, and I'm currently rocking a adult sweatshirt, quarter zip. This one is a light gray, and just over the head sweatshirt. It's got the nice collar. And it's got the nice zipper, but just on the front of it, to the top left, there is the CNIB Lake Joe logo embroidered. So you got the little sailboat that's yellow, and then CNIB Lake Joe written in white. So I love it. I wear this like all the time, and I absolutely love it. And it's at the CNIB store for $40 right now. So I think there's a limited supply, so I would totally go and get it because I love mine. Anywho, I'm not here for the fashion show, even though I wanted to show off my sweater. I have had the pleasure of writing a song with many of you guys here on the call, and it's been quite a year. You know, it started off with, well, I was working the virtual programming, and while doing the campfires, I thought, how cool would it be to write a Lake Joe song? And with all of your support and all of your inspiration, we were able to put together what is now called the Lake Joe Song, which had, oh my goodness, the pleasure. It was in the Ripples documentary, which is so cool. So many of you guys will get to hear that. So I'll stop talking, and I guess I should get to playing because I should. And I've got with me my guitar, acoustic, and I guess here it goes. So,
are we going to sing together with you, Stella?
Yeah, absolutely. Sing with me because it's our song. It's called the Lake Joe. Yeah, welcome Lake Joe friends. Welcome Lake Joe friends. Music's in the air, even though we can't be there. Music's everywhere. Gather all around. pontoon is so fun, it's fun for everyone. Sit back and relax and enjoy yourself while we're in the sun. Welcome Lake Joe friends, music's in the air. Even though we can't be there, music's everywhere. Then we'll take that walk down to the fishing dock. We'll catch some fish and hear those waves, even laugh and talk. Welcome Lake Joe friends, music's in the air. Even though we can't be there, music's everywhere. And friends are far and near, we hope to have you here. We are the Lake Joe family, you've got a friend in me. Welcome Lake Joe friends, music's in the air. Even though we can't be there, music's everywhere. Now it's time to part, it's hard to be apart. Let's make the most out of this time till another time. Lake Joe we call home, it's our second home. So come to camp where the fun never ends, we hope you come again. All right, last verse. Welcome Lake Joe friends, music's in the air. Even though we can't be there, spirits everywhere. Spirits everywhere. Our spirits everywhere. Okay, that was a tradition. I just had to do that. Like good old days. So
Encore.
thank you.
Bravo.
Oh man, that
Yay.
was so fun getting to write with all of you guys. And I think that you guys can tell just by listening to the words. It makes me feel like I'm at Lake Joe. So I hope it makes you guys feel like you're at Lake Joe too.
Thank you so much, Stella. We so appreciate your talent, your time, your enthusiasm. Your voice is so gorgeous, and I'm green with envy, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. So, in fact, you were right. That is sort of how the Ripples documentary ends, on that soundtrack. So hats off to you, Stella, and to all of the people, all of our guests and campers who collaborated in that song. So that's the top 10 list of wild and wonderful, awesome and amazing things at CNIB Lake Joe over the past, again, 12 to 18 months. Before we wrap up, I know there were a couple other folks who just wanted to say a couple words themselves about, dreams, wishes for the next 60 years. And in fact, I know one person for sure is Tiffany. And if we're able to spotlight Tiffany will give you the floor. Hi there.
My name is Tiffany, and I really enjoy going to Lake Joe, and I have a few things here that remind me and make me enjoy it. Is if I didn't ever hear about Lake Joe, I would not have known as many low vision individuals or blind people that I do know. And I've seen a new game that I'm not sure if you guys heard about. It's called Ladder Golf. And what that is you have a 3-rung ladder and 2 golf balls on each side of the string, and you throw it onto three runs. Like bottom is 1 point, middle is 2 points, and the top run is 3 points. And you get three balls. And if you happen to get 1 or 2 balls on any of those runs, it adds up your points. And I really enjoyed, excuse me, I really enjoyed doing it. And I also love doing the Legion and Bands on the Bay because I'm really into music and I really love to sing. So, and another thing I really enjoy is going tubing. So I like bouncing off the waves when I'm on the tube. It's so much fun. And I just enjoy being with all my friends and all the staff and counselors at Lake Joe.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. We all love bouncing around on the waves. I think that's, you're in good company. And I was looking at Diane as you were giving your golf ladder story, because I think we might, that's an interesting program idea for sure. I was just looking at Amy as well, because as we're looking, this is our final Saturday session, but there's still lots of virtual programs that are going to continue, right? These are now year-round programs so that we can continue to be together and see each other weekly, monthly, as regularly as we can. And there is a new program called Band in a Box that it will be starting in October for adults, plus some holiday fun, Halloween fun, Christmas fun for all age groups coming up. So we're going to be posting some of that information in our e-newsletter. So let's go CNIB Lake Joe. We send that out every season. If you haven't registered, sign up now. We really want to keep everybody connected and engaged in all of the fun CNIB Lake Joe and CNIB Lake Joe at home. Is there anything else that would anybody else like? We're getting close to the official end of our meeting before we go into mix and mingle. Would anybody else like to talk about the next 60 years, dreams, wishes? And I can't see my whole screen right now. Let me see if anybody's got their hands up. If not, we might just.
Sherry, Jess here.
Yes.
Hi, so I'm a longtime volunteer. Before that, I was a camper with a rental group. But I just wish camp the best in the next future and all super memories for lots of new people and existing campers and lifetime friendships that I know many of us have created through camp.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess. Anyone else for right now?
I hope camp goes on for a good long time, right into the future.
Haven't been in a long time at the Lake Joe, and I hope to go back to have fun at the Lake Joe and relax. Thank you very much. Happy anniversary for everybody.
No, thank you so much, Marisol. We can't wait to welcome everyone back.
To learn more about CNIB Lake Joe at home programs, visit cniblakejoe.ca.
Jack Thompson.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, so just before we all get super chatty, I'm going to take the recording off so that we can talk really comfortably amongst ourselves.
Oh.
And we do have, just to remind you, as we do on all of our Saturday sessions, we do have a draw for a special anniversary shirt that
Oh my gosh.
Lindsay was modeling. So I think Diane has everyone's names and has put it into the, I don't know, the Google generator machine and is going to tell us who our winner is.
And the winner, I'm just gonna do a little drum roll here.
Diane.
I'm gonna keep drum rolling. We have Marisol Pestana as the winner. Marisol, congratulations. You just won a anniversary t-shirt.
Excellent, excellent. So Marisol, we'll be in touch with you to get your sizing details and all of that. We won't talk about that in front of everyone. But congratulations.
Hello, could you hear me now?
I can hear you.
To learn more about CNIB Lake Joe at-home programs, visit cniblakejoe.ca.